Be blessed. I'm Father Jeffrey Waltrip, and it's an honor to be a voice of He who is the voice. Today, I would like to briefly talk to you about suffer with meaning. Now, I say that because we all suffer in different ways or different fashions or forms. Some people suffer because of a death of a loved one. Some people suffer because of a serious illness of themselves or somebody that they very much care for. Some people suffer because they've been betrayed. Some people are suffering right now because they're out of work or don't know how they're going to pay the other bills that are coming in. For some people, suffering is not having good enough Wi-Fi right now. Some people, the suffering is not being able to go to the grocery store like they really would want to. Some people suffering is they cannot stand to wash and fold clothes. Whatever suffering is in your life, suffering can drag us down, or we can have meaning in the suffering. What do I mean? Well, I know this couple, elderly couple, they were both in their 90s in one parish I used to be at. And he was very elderly, and so she took care of him all the time. And he was just going down, and she needed to care for him. But then she got serious cancer. It was in an extreme amount of pain. But she wouldn't do any treatment, she wouldn't take any medication because she wanted to be able to take care of him. And he ended up in the hospital. She was in the hospital. They were in two different parts of the hospital. And she asked if their rooms could be at least side by side. Even though they couldn't see one another, they could be close to one another. And I asked her, I said, how can you be so strong? And she said, I'm not strong. She said, but I know that whatever suffering I'm going through, if I can offer that up for my husband, he is going to be so blessed. Well, he ended up dying, and she died 3 days later. Because of her suffering, he was blessed, she was blessed, and I was blessed. Finding suffering in meaning, finding suffering with meaning. I tell you this because a lot of times we can be complainers, all the time. We don't have this, we don't have that, this didn't happen, that didn't happen. You know, St. Paul, he looks suffering in the eye. And we read in Romans chapter 8, verse 16 to 17. We are children of God, and if children, then heirs. Heirs of God and joint heirs with Christ. If only we suffer with him. If only we suffer with him, meaning Christ, so that we may also be glorified with him. See, St. Paul is reminding us of what we Catholics call redemptive suffering, meaning that we find redemption when we offer up our suffering with the Lord. Every pain that you endure, every cross that you have to carry, when we unite that with Christ, it makes all the difference in the world because God blesses whatever we offer up our sufferings for. My dear friend that died, she lifted up her sufferings to Christ as she held her rosary so tight, praying for her husband and then praying for herself. Your sufferings, your heartaches, your minor inconveniences, trust me, they can have meaning and they can have purpose. So whatever you're going through, offer it up for someone or offer it up for something that's important to you or important to somebody else. Because for me, all the stuff that I'm going through right now, I'm offering it up for each of y'all. And I'm hoping you're doing the same for other people. We call it redemptive suffering. We call it suffering with meaning. I'm Father Jeffrey Waltrip, and honored to be a blessing and a voice of He who is the voice.